Welcome to Level Up with CMJ. Hey, my name is Joe, and this is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. Today is episode number 288 of the Level Up program and day number 128 of the Brown Belt. And although it's the Brown Belt today, it is a red day because it is Happy Valentine's Day. So happy Valentine's Day to all of my Craps fans out there. Number one checking in is Roger from Craps. We got Coffee Land checking in from Hawaii, Randy Hill, Rick S., Uncle Hoku also from Hawaii, and we got Joel JR22. On the kick.com side of things, nobody's checked in yet, so make sure that you check in and over there if you can. But anyhow, if you're new to the program, this is about my shooting the dice at the craps table, as well as playing a blue-collar craps style of play. And we got Red checking in on kick side there, so thank you, Red. Anyhow, I got my table working on Crapsee, so the new code is U4R3E5. It's on that play tab, that live tab on the Crapsee app. So if you're playing along, make sure you jump in there, get your bets ready, and let's rock and roll for the day. Again, we're going to be shooting from about 11 feet away from the back wall. We're practicing for this coming weekend down in Chicago area, in the Illinois area, in Joliet. And I was going to try to give Alfredo a call probably this afternoon sometime and see when he's getting down there and check out the table conditions prior to getting down there. I know that I think today at Caesar's Properties it starts the 5X. And it's going to be 5X, I think, until through the end of Thursday. So if you guys are near Caesar's Property, make sure you check that out. Caesar's or Harrah's, I believe. It would be the two of them. Good morning, Lazy Dog. Good morning, Brian Crapping Camper checking in. Awesome. So let's get her started here, everyone. We got a $20 pass line bet. Again, we're practicing as if we're going down to Joliet. That's a $15 minimum table, but we're going $20 pass line bet, 555 on the ATS, $3 craps check. So that way, no matter what rolls other than the box number, I should be able to make at least $1 or $2 off of the roll. So hopefully it is box number, but if it's a craps number or the bad red, I'll get paid out on that. So starting off again with a $1,500 bankroll. We'll go all bets set here and dice out. Good morning, Seth, checking in on kick.com. So yesterday we had 4 shooters. We started off with a 5, a 6, and then we went into a 10 and a 15. So we got better as the day went. A little bit short in the landing zone, but we have a 5-1 KitchenAid mixer. So the 6 is our first point. A little bit low on the arc. I need to work on that arc and get that up. Again, adding that extra 2 feet is a big difference at the table when you're throwing a dice. So we got to get rid of the excuses and start making the changes that I need to do on a consistent basis. So it was a single pitch on that left die. That was a single pitch on the right die. And so that was ultimately a primary, actually, because the dice rolled one face forward and we hit the backside primary. Starting off, we're going to go with a 118 across bet level. That's going to be $20 on the 5 and 9, 24 on that 8. We're going to go $15 on the place 10, $15 on the place 4. We're going to try to get 2 hits, and each of those hits will do an inside pressure of 1 unit each. And then on that third hit, we'll bring it back to the rack. So hopefully by a roll of 4 and roll of 5, we will have our break even or our profit back. Let's get that entered in on Crapsee really quick. I'm sorry, on KPI really quick, so that way it shows up on the screen. And we should be all good to go. Good morning, Chris, Demon Dog, checking in on YouTube. And we're going to call that all bets set here. Dice out. We have a 3-2-3-6. And I'm going to kind of do the rhythm rolling stuff a little bit, but we're sticking with that 3V dice set. So we either go 3-2-3-6 or 3-6-3-2, depending on how the dice are rolling on average. Dice out. And we got a 2, 4, 6. So we have a Buckeye Buckshot. And that is the Kevin the Carpenter 2x4. So we made a point of 6. We hit the 6. And we will be coming out looking for a new point. Good morning, Brian Fliegel checking in, and we got Frida checking in on YouTube. That is awesome. We've got 16 people watching so far, 6 likes on YouTube. We got 4 people watching on the kick.com side of things. And I know that in about 9 minutes or so, Brian from Hawaii Crap Shooter is going live. So hopefully you guys do stick with me. If you do decide to jump over, that's totally up to you guys. So, and happy Valentine's back to you, Frida. So anyhow, we're going to stick with that $20 pass line bet. We're going to the $3 craps check again. And our goal is to win, like I normally do, $100 to $150. And then anything over that will be fun money. And we'll call that all bets set. Dice out. And that is what happens, guys. Every time one of my dice stick is that the 7 of some sort shows up. I did that in practice. It's a 3, 4, 7, come out 7. That is a pass line winner or natural. I did that when I was warming up a little bit. I got one of the dice stuck and it was a 1, 6 combination at that time. But that's going to be a cookie monster clearing those ATS bets, and anybody that was working their bets do not work to come out, as Alfredo says. And again, we're going to go back up on the 555 for the ATS. So we'll go back up $3 for the crap check. We did make a couple of dollars off of that roll. We are not working our box numbers. So again, we're going to stick to 3, 2, 3, 6, and we're going to try to get both of the dice to the end of the table so that we will have a decent and reliable roll. So let's call that all bets set here and dice out. And my grip is way off, guys. That right dice slipped out of my fingers as they were going out. So the right one slipped really low on the table. We have a 1, 3, 4. Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. So 4 is our point. Terrible throw, terrible mechanics. But I'm sorry, Joel, we got the 3, 1, 4. Yeah, that's about all I can say about that. So we're going to go again, 3, 2, 3, 6. 4 is our point. We are going to take the $15 off that 4. We're going to make that, we're going to do 1 unit inside pressure across. So let me get the 6 up to what it should be first before I do the 1 unit pressure. So we're going to be at $25 on that 5 and 9, $30 on that 6 and 8. We got $15 on the 10. And we will call that all bets set. Dice out, 3, 2, 3, 6. So yeah, really focus on landing zone, focus on grip, finger positioning on the dice when we're gripping, arc of the dice. And we have a 1, 6, 7. So unfortunately we have a 7 out. So not a good start for the day. But we will come back. You will easily make the money back in a shooter. We just got to find the shooter that we're looking for here. So Joe says he'll never lay the 4 on me ever again. That is awesome. And I go in waves, guys. Sometimes I hit tons of 4s. The next day or next week, probably you won't see me roll any 4s at all. So yeah, it's kind of hit and miss sometimes. Again, $20 pass line bet. We're going to try this one more time. 555 on the ATS. This is shooter number 2. $3 craps check. Make sure you press that I am ready button when you're ready to go. We got 6 people on the kick side. Make sure that you do say hi when you are checking in there. We got 13 people watching on the YouTube side. Again, for that in the chat, make sure you say hi when you're checking in here. Let everybody know that you're here and let them know that's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Again, yesterday I put out 2 videos. I did the level up video in the morning, but prior to that I did a premiere, and that was at the rhythm roll and the advanced rhythm rolling sets for the 3V, 2V, and cross 6s. So make sure you check it out. We're going to change our grip around a little bit. We're going to do the Yuri style grip and see what happens with that. Peace out. And we have a 415. That's the truck and camper, or the horse and buggy. Since Brian's checking in here, we'll call it the truck and camper. So 5 is our point for this new shooter. Excuse me. So Lazy Dog's gonna he has to run to get Mama some breakfast. I will take bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit if you're running your Lazy Dog. He can deliver it anytime. Just let me know. So again, we're gonna go with that 118 across bat level, and that's gonna be the $24 on the 6 and 8, 20 on that 9, 15 on the 10, 15 on the 4. No pass line odds. That was a double pitch on the left die. That was a single pitch on the right dice. So it was ultimately a single pitch of the dice. 3, 2, 3, 6 is what we're sticking with. Yuri style grip again. And see what happens. I came home from work this morning and I scrubbed the walls in the bathroom and the dining room and did a little bit of cleaning. So my fingers are actually kind of soft right now. And it's hard to grip the dice. So look how tight that landed, and they split right apart. But we have a 4-4 hard 8 square pair. That is a double pitch on both sides, a primary and a bottom. So that was kind of unique. They both landed, gently rolled into the wall as they split off. So that's going to be 1 hit there. We're going to go inside pressure, 1 unit each. So after the shooter, I think I might be. Actually, I'm gonna log out of Crapsee really quick, guys, and I'll get back in. For some reason, I think it's freezing up on my side. I hope you guys can get in and out, but it shows as I get done entering and immediately everybody's in and have their bets placed. So I know that's not right. There we go. It says 16 people playing. There we go. So make sure you say you're ready again. And again, I have to get my bets up. So we're going to go inside and 15 on 4 and 10. That's much better. So we got $15 on a 4 and 10, 30 on a 6 and 8, 25 on a 9. Let's go no pass line odds yet. Sticking with a 3, 2, 3, 6. And all bets set. Good morning, Kevin Smith checking in. And we got Jason checking in on kick. Good morning. All bets set. And that 1 left eye split off again after it landed. But we have a 5-3-8, grade 8. So that is another box hit for us. That is perfect. So we were looking for 1 more box hit so we can come down and be in profit on this shooter. In fact, I might just keep it at that. Yeah, let's keep it at that. Let's bring our bets down. We're gonna go 66 inside bet level. So we're going to be $18 on the 6 and 8, 15 on that 9. At the current moment, we brought $90 back to the rack. We have 86 on the table. That's with the ATS bet and the $20 pass line bet. That was roll number 3. So within 3 rolls of the dice, we got back to break even. That was an explosion on that left die. That was a primary on the right die. So we're going to stick with the 3, 2, 3, 6. And let's call that all bets set here. 15 people on Crapsee. We got 13 people watching on YouTube, 7 people on Kick. And we're going to go for a monster roll. Just watch it. It'll be a monster roll here. Fingers crossed. So Joe says FYI test went well yesterday on a new version. That's good to hear. I was sleeping. Others I would have loved to have jumped on with you guys. A few issues they need to address, but really think that you're getting close to the release. That's awesome. And I cannot wait till that new version, our version 1 of Crapsee, but the updated version comes out. That I can't wait. That's awesome. And just so everybody knows, JR22, John GT, and Jeff from Mid-Atlantic Craps and a few others have been very vigilant in testing out, beta testing this new version of Crapsee that will be released hopefully pretty soon here. Dice out. So if you guys have the gumption, please say thanks and let them know how much you appreciate them working out all the bugs. We have a 156 KitchenAid mixer, by the way, but let them know that you do appreciate all the hard work that they've been putting in to make sure that this new release is smooth and it does not have a repeat of what they had about a year ago when they did that release. That was a terrible release at that time, and hopefully that does not happen again, which I do not think is going to happen. I've been watching behind the scenes on all the testing and all the updates and all the bugs that they have fixed thus far, and they're down to the end. So anyhow, we're going to go to $30 on that 6. We got 18 on the 8. We got 15 on the 9. We have to get some money back because of the money we lost on that first shooter. So that was an implosion of that left die. That was a implosion of the right die. So we had a double implosion. Both dice off axis. 3, 2, 3, 6 is what we're going back to. And we got Mike checking in. Good morning, Mike. Kevin said he had a rough practice session this morning. His mechanics, dice landing zone, all over the place. And that does happen. You guys see me do that quite often. I think I'm honing it in a little bit here. And that was basically because I changed my grip. I went from my regular grip to the Yuri grip. And that is one of the nice things about the brown belt level that we did is we added all the variety into the system here in the brown belt. So we were trying different things, different shooting positions, different throws, different grips, different everything. Dice out. Dice did cross on me, and we have a leaner in the back. The one on over here is the left eye, that's the 2, and the leaner is the 1. So we have a 2-1-3 ace deuce Alfredo sauce. Again, if you didn't hear the announcement, 2 days ago, George from CY announced the 2024 shooter tournament. So make sure that you guys do check that out. And I highly, highly, highly encourage everybody to enter the tournament. Whether you think you can shoot the dice or not, it does not matter, because I guarantee you there will be random rollers in the tournament, as well as people that are practiced dice shooters. It can go to anybody, basically. Again, like I said, last year, I think the top 8, there was one random shooter that made it all the way to the top 8. And I think there was like 40 people, or a little bit over 40 people, that actually were in the original group before they narrowed it down to 32. So Joel says once he gets it out, the developers can fully focus on version 2, which I have not seen the version 2, and I would love to see that. So looking at late summer or fall release, okay? And Kevin says it's not only hard to get the mechanics down and the toss down, but to maintain it over long run. That is 100% accurate on that. That 3, by the way, did nothing for us. We're going to call that all bets set. Well, 3, 2, 3, 6. Knowing what to do for throwing the dice, setting the dice, gripping the dice, all that stuff is one thing. Doing it on a consistent basis is another thing. And what you might think is consistent is not always consistent. So again, you have to make these little micro adjustments. And every time you make a micro adjustment, hopefully it does stick, or at least lets you know if the dice are behaving in a certain behavior or pattern, what might be wrong. So 3, 2, 3, 6, dice out. Dice think cross again on me. We have a 4, 5, hard 9, Big Daddy Mac. So Jeff's been doing a lot of live shows during the day. Again, he brought his Pay It Forward show out. I believe that was yesterday. And he's been doing a lot of live shooting during the day, so he's starting to ramp it up again. I know that he was talking about possibly starting up the Craps chat again pretty soon. I think he's waiting on a schedule. Next week, Tuesday, will be his hosting with Gargoyle and Ed and Sideshow Gamble Chris for the next shooting show. So that was a 9 there. We're going to go to $25 on that 9. The rest will come back to the rack. We have $14.58 in our total bankroll if we pulled everything off the table. So we're still down, what is that, $32, $42. That was a double pitch on that left die, and that was an implosion on the right die. 3, 2, 3, 6 we'll stick with. And we'll call that all bets set here. Again, if we pick up a 6 or another 9, we will spread out to the 4 and 10 on this shooter so we can get all the numbers covered. If we hit the 8, we're going to press that one up to $30. Dice out. A little bit long on that landing zone, but we have the OMC Craps, all the dots and all the spots. Midnight. A little bit long. We gotta pull that back just a little bit, but the dice did have some reasonably acceptable action at the end there. So that's an explosion of that left die. That's a single pitch of the right die. Sticking with the 3, 2, 3, 6. That does nothing for our bets other than pick up another number for the ATS. We need the 2 and 4 for the small. We need the 10 and 11 for the tall. So we will call it all bets set. And Roger agrees with Joel being instrumental there too. And Roger, I think you were also on the crew beta testing as well, if I remember correctly. Also, Roger, after this live stream is done, I'm going to send you a message on Discord. If you could check Discord sometime today for a direct message from me. I have a question for you. But we'll go 3, 2, 3, 6. Stay out. And we have a 4, 6, 10. That is Waylon's best friend Wayne and Daddy Joe. And that's a number we have not thrown much of lately. For a while there, I was throwing it like almost every second or third throw, but I haven't seen that in a few days here. So I don't have anything on that 10, but again, we picked up another ATS number, another tall number. That was a double pitch on that left die. That was an implosion on the right die. And this is nice, just sticking with that 3V dice set. I'm starting to be able to interpret a lot faster. I know like when I have the hard way set, I can just look at the dice and instantly know what happened with the dice results. And I'm kind of getting a jump start on the black belt because this is going to be one of the things for black belt that I am going to be working on with that rhythm rolling. We're going to start, doing it in groups. We'll do 3V for a long time, then we'll jump over to the 2V for a long time, then we'll jump over to cross 6s for a long time. And then once I get all three of those down, I'm able to interpret the dice really easily. Then we're going to start incorporating the advanced rhythm rolling techniques. So we'll call that all bets set. We got 13 people in Crapsee, at 5 people on Kick, 12 people on YouTube, and dice out. Yeah, we got a 639. That is a center field 9. That left die popped up and then it kind of bounced off the wall a little bit too far. But I will take that dice result. 639. So we got a 9. Like I said, if I got the 9 or 6 again, I was going to pick up the 4 and 10. So let's pick up that 4 and 10 for 15 apiece. And again, guys, what I'm doing for betting right now is exactly how I will be doing my betting down in Joliet this weekend. So I'm either going to go with that 118 across bet level, or I'm going to go with like an 88 inside and play like a skill 88. I'll do something like that. If I'm feeling a little scared with the dice, people throwing the dice, I'll probably just do a 6 and 8. I might even throw in a little bit of iron cross. Or 6, 7, 8 with an iron cross. Yeah, I said iron cross, everyone. So that was an explosion of that left die. It was a primary on the right side. So 3, 2, 3, 6. And call it all bets set. That's out. Might even play a little bit of horseman, a $15 horseman when I get down there as well. So we'll see how it goes. Dice out. And we finished the roll with a 3, 4, 7. Ouch. Yep, 3, 4, 7. Ouch. So a little bit longer on that roll. We got to the double digits. That's what happened yesterday. We had a 10. So let's see if we can make this next one as long as we did yesterday on that last shooter yesterday. So made a profit of $29. Woohoo! Awesome. If I would have had a couple craps numbers in there, and we got Swerve checking in. Good morning on YouTube. You are new to my channel. I welcome you to the Level Up program here. So, yeah, if I would have hit a couple craps numbers there, and if I would have had that 10 covered, the 4 and a 10 covered, earlier I would have made a little bit more money off of that. But we unfortunately were stuck mostly on the inside. So let's go again. $20 pass line bet. We were close to hitting that ATS again. 555 on the ATS, $3 craps check. So we were close to hitting that. I think we only need the 11 and I think the 2 and 3 on that last one. So let's go with 3, 2, 3, 6. So if I only need the 11, the 2 and the 3 on that last one, that was not too bad. And out of 10 rolls, we were able to almost pick up that whole entire ATS. Dice out. Dice are a little bit split. Let's regroup them. And dice out. And we have a 2, 5, 7 for a come out. So it's a pass line winner, a natural. And the dice felt comfortable when they came out. I was watching them going on the table and they kind of split apart a little bit as they were flying through the air. So that means I probably pushed it a little bit with my thumb. So I need to release my thumb more rather than the fingers extending out. So release with the thumb, so I'm not pushing it. Again, I'm going to go with the same bets, $20 pass line bet, 555 on the ATS, $3 craps check. And let's call that all bets set. Dice out. What? I don't know if you guys saw that. Is it even on camera? The dice landed right here, and normally what happens is they roll forward, but they stopped and rolled backwards. Wow, that wasn't original. But we have a 2-4-6. That is a Kevin the Carpenter 2x4. Ah, that's like one of the shortest rolls I've ever rolled. Wow, okay, 2-4-6. Yeah. So we have a point of 6. Interesting. And everything came out fine. It's just the way they landed. Wow, weird. They came out of the fingers acceptable in my book. Let's do this once. Let's go 160 across. I'm just gonna do like a Dallas drawdown type thing. We'll pick up $15 in pass line odds. And we'll go with, this is a 5-unit bet level, and then we'll do a 4-unit bet level and then see where we're at. Maybe we'll have to go down a little bit more. But we'll see. So this is a strategy that John was doing yesterday, and I've done very often in the past on the show here. But the only problem with doing it at the 160 cross bet level is it's a lot of work for the dealers, because you go from that quarter unit level, that 5-unit level, down to the 4-unit level. So they're going to have to pull out a lot of nickels in order to get set up the next level, which is the 128 across level. So 3-2, 3-6, dice out. And we have a 5-4 Big Mac hard 9. Again, we have another leaner. So that's like, I think, the 3rd leaner we've had today. So that means that the dice are landing up tight against the back wall. That means that I am getting the distance down finally, and it's finally feeling a little bit more comfortable. So hopefully I can pull that off this weekend as well with the distance. I know that was one of the things that I've done in the past when I've gone down there. I really didn't practice for a 14-foot table. And what would happen is I would actually put too much energy in the throw, and I was almost forcing that throw down the table. We're working on the distance now, so hopefully it's more comfortable once I get down there. Again, we're going to go in. No, we're going to pull our bets down 1 unit each. That's right. So we're going to go down to $20 on the 4, 5, 9, and 10. We got $24 on that 8. We're going to pull our pass line odds down. So we have $34 brought back to the rack, 139 on the table now. That was an or a single pitch on the left die. That was a double pitch on the right die. So that was ultimately a single pitch of the dice on axis. So Kevin says that was happening to him also. He moved his landing zone back and had good success with it for a few days. Today the dice were not rolling forward. And one of the things happens, Kevin, and I don't think this is the case on that last throw for me, but when one of the dice stick or gets caught, normally it's because your energy level is not high enough. So use a little bit more energy, a little bit more arc and a little bit more energy in the dice, and hopefully that'll help resolve that. At least that's what works for me, and I know that George has recommended something similar to that as well to me when he has seen that happening. So 3-2, 3-6, dice out. So sometimes I get to the point where I'm actually throwing the dice so soft, because my table is a semi-bouncy table. If you guys watch the dice when they land, they do bounce up quite high. And we have another 5-4 hard 9 Big Mac, Big Daddy Mac. So my dice do bounce up kind of high because it is a semi-bouncy table. I know that when I go to most casinos tables are harder than what mine are. Some just a little bit, some are very hard. So that was an inside hit again. So we have brought back $62 to the rack. So let's go to the 96 across bet level now. So all I'm doing is I'm just stepping it down 1 step all the way. So we're going to go to $15 on the 4 and 10. We've got $15 on the 5 and 9. We got 18 on that 8, $20 pass line bet. So we have 62 brought back to the rack, 113 on the table. And then the next drop down, so we're just slowly drawing it down here. Next bet level will be the 66 inside, and then we'll start working up from there. So 3-2, 3-6 is the dice set. And we'll call it all bet set. Dice out. Ooh, that was really long, guys, on the landing zone. We got lucky. We have a 4-2-6, the Kevin Carpenter 2x4. So again, guys, if you're interested in entering the shooter competition, make sure you go onto the Craps Nation Skype group. If you need help finding that or locating that, let me know, and I will hopefully help you get to that site. I'll invite you to the site. That was the point that we hit, so we're going to be coming out looking for a new point. All of our box numbers are turned off. So far, we have got 5 rolls on this shooter, and all of them either have been a 9 or a 6. So that is pretty awesome. Or it'll come out 7, so that don't count though. Double pitch on that left die. That was a explosion on the right die. So 3-2, 3-6. $20 pass line bet, $3 craps check. And we'll call that all bet set. 82 hours brought back to the rack so far. And we have a 145, the trucking camper. 5 will be our new point. So we finally hit a number other than that 6 and 9. So we're going to take that $15 off the 5. We'll move it over to the 6, make it look like $18. And we're going to take down that 4 and 10 for the time being. So we only have the 66 inside bet level. $79 brought back to the rack, $86 on the table because of the ATS bet and $20 pass line bet. And we'll go 3-2, 3-6. And that last one was an implosion of the dice and a double pitch of the dice. So implosion on the left side, double pitch on the right side. We'll go all bet set here, dice out. This next one will be a collect. Dice landed almost on top of each other, but we have a 5-3-8, grade 8. So this one will be a collect here. Now we are definitely in the profit on this shooter. Took a little bit long to get to it, but we did hit a point in there, and we did have it come out 7. So that's why we're up on roll number 7 before we got to that break, or past the break-even point. $100 brought back to the rack, 86 on the table. So that means we're $14 into profit thus far. Now we can start doing our trend betting and start working our bets up. That was a single pitch on the left die, and that was a single pitch towards us. That was a primary on the right die, so that is still safe to stick with that 3-2, 3-6. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll these dice back 1/4 turn each. So we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 4 and see what happens with that. Dice set. Bets out. That was dyslexic. All bets set, dice out. There we go. Here we go. And we have a 2-6-8. That is the Duracell 8. Go out, support free live craps. Give the thumbs up where deserved. Subscribe if you haven't done so. You guys know the drill. It's free, costs nothing, and it helps me out tremendously. Plus, everybody else that content creates, support them as well, please. especially the ones that deserve it. So that was the 8. We're going to go to $30 on that 6 and 8. So we're going to drop in $3 to get both of them up to $30. So we got 121 brought back to the rack. We have 110 on the table. That was a single pitch on both dice, so those are primary in the front. And let's go all bet set. Guys, make sure you use the chat. Start making comments, start talking to each other, start asking questions. That's what it's there for. I noticed that in my chats, usually there's not a lot of comments going on other than people saying hi, and I do appreciate that. But I like the interaction with everybody. So dice out, 3, 2, 3, 6. Okay, that was a weird roll. Let's see what we got. We have a 2-2 hard for the Ian double deuce. They when I threw the dice, it actually veered off to the left there. And it went right next to my dice bowl. So that was an off center throw, if you will. So I did not follow my normal line. For what reason, I don't know why. So Kevin Smith, is that your name? So send you in Skype group with Crapsee Nation. I will try to do that. Do you have a Skype account, Kevin? And if so, what is your Skype name? And I will try to get you an invite to the group. Good morning, Arnell, checking in. So, that would be awesome if you could do that. You know, the last throw was a 4, so that was nothing for our bets. We have the 2 and 3 left for the small, 10, 11, 12 for the tall. Let's call all bets set. We're going to roll these dice back. We're going to go 5, 3, 1, 3. And dice out. And we have a 5-5 hard 10 Old Bay bushel. That's the first hard 10 that we threw today. Yes, we threw a couple of them, probably 2 or 3 of them at least. And Arnell is saying that that's the main Craps group. Yep, Craps Nation group. Sounds good, Kevin. Thank you. Anyhow, we got 3-2, 3-6. That was I'm not really sure what that was, but we didn't have any money on the 10 anyhow. We're only on the inside right now, but that did help towards that ATS again. Picked up another number towards the tall. Need to just the bookends on both sides. 2, 3, 11, and 12 will hit that tall, the ATS. We'll go all bets set here and dice out. Trying to make a little bit of our profit back that we lost on that first shooter. This is our second roll in a row that is a double-digit roll. So we fixed our grip, and we're doing much better. Dice out. That both drifted off to the side, but we have a 1-5 KitchenAid mixer. So that will be a nice hit for us. And that'll be enough now to pick up that 4 and 10. And then from here, we'll start trend betting upwards on the numbers. So now we have all the box numbers covered, so that should be good. Roger's asking me what my buy-in's going to be when I get down there. I am bringing down close to $2,000 is what I'm bringing down, but I have to split that up into 2 different days. So the first day, I'm going to probably buy-in's going to be between $500 to $800. And then the second day will be between $1,000 to $1,200, depending. But I will not, whatever I make or lose on Friday is not going to transfer over to Saturday. So Saturday's bankroll is separate than what Friday's is. So hopefully I'll be a profit on both days. But that way I can hopefully keep the bankroll intact to some degree. So that's what I do. When I buy in up in Green Bay, though, my buy-in is much different. I'm bringing a lot more money down to Chicago area than I will at Green Bay. Green Bay, my buy-in is normally between $300 to $500. Sometimes I'll go up as much as $600. But $300 to $500 is my normal buy-in at Green Bay. But again, that's a $10 table in Green Bay, whereas it's a $15 table down in Joliet. So that last one, we picked up that 4 and 10, so we got $15 on the 4 and 10 and 9, 30 on the 6 and 8. We're going to trend bet from here. All bets set. Dice out. 3, 2, 3, 6. Hopefully we will pick up an outside number here. So we're going to start just doing basic rhythm rolling here now, so that way we can hopefully pick up some different numbers. Dice out. Both dice landed, stuck, and threw the bad number. That's exactly what happens when they stick, guys. I do not want them sticking. I want them rolling forward, hitting the back wall. So that is a 7 out. Again, we made a profit off of the shooter. Not as much as I would have liked to have, because it took us a little bit to pick up those outside numbers. And that's one of the bad things, unfortunately, for that. But yeah, and that's the group I'm going to invite Kevin to, or no, unless you've done it already. But I will send him an invite to the qualifier chat. So 100% accurate. Let's go one more shooter here. We got another at least 13 minutes left in the show, hopefully. And yesterday I went a little bit over. John was gracious enough to not start the show right away. I do not expect that. That's more than is expected. But I do appreciate it, since we have other competition at this time period right now. And we got $3 craps check, $20 pass line bet, 555 in the ATS. And John checks in as we talk about him. So good morning, John. So we got 3, 2, 3, 6. We're going to start rhythm rolling this shooter here. Using the Yuri style grip, we changed over to that after the first shooter because my grip was not effective today on the par style grip. Dice did cross on me. We have a 134 Big Joe from Craps Master Journey. And that is a special request going out to JR 22. Just kidding you, my friend. Between you and Jen, you guys are the ones that we're going to be picking on for that. So, not blaming nothing, John. You are a gracious, gracious person. So I do appreciate you and your contributions and your conscious efforts here. I really do. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, if you haven't checked out John's shows, yesterday he's been doing a Dallas Drawdown. Let's do a version of it again on this one here, but we're going to do it slightly different. We're going to actually do a draw. Instead of doing the drawdown, we're going to do a build up and then pull down reduction. So we're going to go with the 160 cross bet level, 25 on the 5, 9, and 10, 30 on the 6 and 8. We'll take 2 box hits and we'll do pressure across 1 unit after each hit. What was I going to say? Oh, and then his coffee run show this week, he started hit the financial portion of it. And he'll be going through the financial portion of the playing craps, raising money to play craps, win goals, stop losses, different ways to build your bankroll, all those types of things, rack management, anything that has to do with money in craps and making decent, smart decisions is, I believe, his goal for the month to cover. So dice out. That was a weird landing. I don't know if you guys saw that. They landed tight, and that one split off and just jumped. We have a 6-4, Waylon's best friend, weighing at end, 6-4-10, Daddy Joe. So that is a box hit. We are fine with that. And we are going to do, again, like I said, 1 unit pressure across. So we're going to go $30 on the 5, 9, and 10. $6 on the 6 and 8. $46 brought back to the rack thus far. We have 197 on the table. And that was a 6-4, so that was an explosion. We're going to start rhythm rolling now on this shooter, I said. So 5-6, 5-4 is the dice set. We're going to see if we can pick up a bunch of different numbers. So far, shooter number 2 and shooter number 3 was very close to hitting that ATS. Good morning, Dice Glider. And I agree with him. He says, great discussion on John's show yesterday about the 401g count. Need to figure out a way to get a 4% interest on that. If you do it right, buddy, you'll be getting 10+% interest if you win on a regular basis at the table here. So you can easily get 10% or more, but dice out. And we have another 6-4-10. Dice are starting to split apart as they're flying through the air now, and I'm getting a lot more action off the back wall. We're getting good results, but I would like to tone that energy down a little bit and keep the dice together a little bit closer. Not so close that they split apart like they were, but a little bit closer. So that was a 2 hits and a 10, so that's perfect. So that's going to be enough to bring us down to the 66 inside bet level, and then we will be definitely in profit already on this shooter. So let's go 66 inside. That brings us at $101 on the table with the ATS and the pass line bet. So 15 on that 5 and 9, 18 on the 6 and 8. We have the 4 covered with the pass line. So the only open box number that we have is that 10 right now. So let's call it all bets set. We're going to rhythm roll this one. And that's going to give us the 5-6-5-4 dice set, which is a cousin 1 set. Dice out. And again, if you're just joining in, we're practicing from shooting from 11 feet away from the back wall so we can get ready for the Joliet trip coming up this weekend. And that was a short landing zone. We got lucky this time, guys. We hit the 5-6 mid-mo yo. Cheer coming to us from above. So that is the 3rd time, I think, today that has happened to me, where the dice went down, stuck, did not roll forward like they are supposed to be doing. So that is a number towards the ATS. We do not have that covered on the box numbers. And that was roll number 4. And by roll number 3, guys, we're in profit. So that is exactly what Blue Collar Craps is all about. Get out of the shooter as fast as possible and start playing with extra profits, extra money brought back that you did not originally have on the table. So we're going to go to a 4-5, 4-6 dice set. All bets set. And dice out. Dice crossed on me, and we got a 5-2-7. So that's going to be the end of the roll for the day today. 5-2-7, ouch. So that one, the arc was not there. It was a little bit flat. And I was trying to compensate for the previous roll where they stuck to the layout there. Good morning, Michael, checking in here on YouTube side of things. So let's go through our statistics for the day. And for the day, we had 4 shooters. We had a 5, a 10, a 12, and a 5. So we made profit on all of them except for that first shooter. The first shooter we did not. We actually lost money off of that one. Strong numbers today were the 6, unfortunately the 7, as well as the 10 was strong. Box numbers were a little bit better than expected. Inside numbers are expected. 4s and 10s are a little bit high today. Come out 7s are a little bit high. Horns were low. Fields are expected, and hardways were below expected. We had a 8.0 SOR, so just about average or slightly over average. 5.3 SRR with 2 come out 7s. And let's go through the brown belt statistics. So this is through the end of yesterday. Through the end of yesterday, we have 4,721 throws in brown belt with an SOR of 9.65 and SRR of 6.84. I know that yesterday's dice results helped that SRR out a little bit, but the SOR stayed the same for the most part. Checking in on the chats here. Arnell was asking what my play is going to be when I come down there, and I just got done explaining that right before you jumped on today. I've been practicing my play throughout the last couple weeks here, but I'm pretty much going to either do a 118 across bet level, which is the 88 inside with $15 4 and 10, or I'm going to do an 88 skill 88, like an 88 inside. Or if it's going to be a Fredo shooting, I'll probably, instead of doing an 88 inside, I'll probably do an 80 outside and do a skill 80 outside type bet thing. Or I might do that Dallas drawdown with the 160 across and either draw it down, or I'll build it up for 2 hits and then come down and I'll be in a profit there as well. So I have about 4 or 5 different ways that I do plan on playing when I get down there. Again, it's going to all depend on the bankroll and how the shooters are throwing. If they're throwing poorly, I will tell you my time at the table will be very short. My bankroll is not huge, but I will hopefully bring enough to be able to play for quite a while. But, hey guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping in. My name is Joe. This is my Craps Master dice shooting journey. Let's make it yours too. We'll see everybody back tomorrow. Be safe and have a prosperous day.